Hello friends, welcome back to the channel SK Codify. Good morning, good evening. Uh, so in the previous video, we looked into that error object and try catch you finally block and different type of errors like reference error, syntax error, type error. In this video, we are going to understand throwing an error. Okay, let's start. So uh, there is a lot of confusion among the developer, like they have an understanding like uh, handling the error means the total meaning of error handling is about error message, but today we would like to understand no message, just the message is not going to do, is not going to help practically in the real project. Okay, it's an exception object is going to help in the real project. We understood the error object or the exception object. In the last video we talked about what an error object and when it's get generated. So let's see an example here, and first we will see based on the message. Okay, so let's see this method we are implementing. Okay, let's start from here. There is a method called get greeting message. This is written by a company A, library X, and we as a company C are using that library to get some greeting message. Okay, and there is a company B which has written a library Y, and they provide us a feature for sending the content, sending the greetings to someone. Okay, as a company C, what we have to do, send, we have to do send welcome message. Okay, let's call this function. So in our project company C, we are writing this method send welcome message. Okay, so what we are doing is first we have to get a content, get a greeting message, and then once we have the message we are going to send that uh, greeting to whomsoever we want. So this method, this is just I have written in a way, if this method, this function does not found a proper message type, then it will give an error. Okay, otherwise it will give the content. And this message the same thing, if it does not found the content. Okay, if it does not find the content, uh, let's say this undefined for now. Okay, if it does not find the content, it will say content not found, error message. Otherwise it will say okay, send it true, send is true. Okay, so here we are trying to implement that. Okay, now in place of returning this throw message, I mean giving this throw error, let's try to uh, do these things, console dot, or we just return that. Okay, return that, return that string message. We will see the difference. Oh sorry, something like that. Okay, maybe this one, something like this. Okay, and here also we are just returning the error, return the message. Sorry. Okay, now this message which we are implementing, what if any error is occurred by error is given by this method, this function, we are going to get a certain error message. Okay, mm, and we can perform something based on getting this message. Okay, let's say let's try to run this application, run this program first and then see that. Oh, excuse me. Is it properly saved? Okay. What we are getting? Recipient is not defined. Where is that? Oh, recipient where I used recipient. Is our program synced properly? Where? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was a mistake. Sorry. Okay. So we are getting this error message while we are implementing this method. Okay. So as a solution, what we can do, let's say we have to send a default message when we don't get any particular message, uh, any proper message from this service. So what we can do, we can write some condition here. Okay, we can write some condition here if uh, whatever we can do. Okay, we can crop that. We can um, get only this error code, or we can get this entire, means we can apply the condition here based on matching this string, and we can uh, like sorry, yes, and we can say something like result is equal to default content. Okay, now run the program. uh, doo -doo -doo. Is it not matched? If oh sorry, okay, return. Okay. Hmm. So now we are not getting that error. I think I have not printed the result. Console.log. Okay. What mistake I'm doing? Hmm. Result is equal to default content, and let's write it here uh, in this condition. Okay. Now what error is that? Assignment to, oh, sorry. Okay. So this is one of the thing in that situation we can do, but the problem is, so you understood, like when we are getting this type of error message from this function, means we are getting that string error message, so we can handle that way, but this is not a proper program. This is an error prone program. What if this company change the message tomorrow? Then our application will start you know uh, working wrong. So in actual, in real project, the solution is, for this problem, we can throw a particular error message, I mean particular error. We can throw an error object. So what we can do, you're getting my point. What we can do, we don't need to write here anything. We can write here the uh, we can write here our result, whatever, we can handle the situation here, like I think we should assign this result variable here, is so that it has access to mm, okay. So what we can do, or even if even uh, let's do this. What I want to do, handle that error. So in the error block, in the catch block, we can do something, uh, let the default message is equal to, default message something. Okay, and send it to, greetings. Send greetings result, default message. Okay, this is one of the thing we can do. Okay, but now suppose this greeting message was correct. Okay, this greeting message was correct, but due to some mistake, due to some mistake or something, maybe by chance we uh, assigned something, result is equal to undefined something by chance. And so my meaning is to say, my meaning to say is, now what if the greeting message giving send greetings function start giving error? Then what we can do? Like, in this error block, in this catch block, we already have handle one situation. If error comes for, getting the message, handle it. But what if uh, this send greeting message also start giving error? There is absolutely a chance. Okay, so now we have to handle the you know two case here. So the thing is, what we can do, we can say, if e dot, like we know that error has a name, is equal to something. If we already know something, if it's 1001, sorry, it's the message name is 101, then handle, execute this logic. Okay, and it's a else if uh, the e dot name uh, is equal to content not found. Okay, content not found. So we can write here something else. We can plan, if the message is not sent, then we can send it to our admin, to our send message to our, failure message queue, or whatever the plan B we have to do. In case of the message is not sent, we can execute that logic here. But the problem here is, you know mm, we need to know these error message, and the chances that these error code or these error message will be, we can change in future by this company. Okay, the API that we are calling. And the second thing is, uh, to to in order to, when we are calling a function from another library, we need to know that function. Okay, we need to understand that function. So if we follow these, uh, sorry if we follow this approach, what we need to do, we need to understand the error code documentation of this API also. Okay, although these type of, solution works, and you will see that in the practical real life project, even in the big project you can find this. But in order to that, we are going to manage, or we are going to see the other error documentation also. So the other situation is that, um, uh, the other solution is that, throw a custom error. Okay, throw the custom error or custom exception. Okay, let me show you the custom exception. Okay, so I was saying, like, there is another approach called custom error that we can use to solve properly that situation, and that is, industry standard, and you would understand, like, why. The reason is that, the function which is being implemented, it will have the it will throw a particular exception, and the particular exception or error type is not going to change. It's very rare to be changed, or maybe a new error type, maybe, new error or exception may be introduced, but the existing uh, exceptions is not going to change. It's very rare situation. So let's try to see that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create um, a function. Function means I'm going to create a custom error. Okay, so what one error we can create is um, message not found error. Okay, right now, okay, message not found error. Let's delete it for now. Message not found error function, we can pass the message here. And as we know that the error object has two things, message and name. Okay, so we can assign that this dot name is equal to um, message not found error. Okay, so this is one error message. This is one custom type of error, or we also call it user defined error or user defined exceptions. Let's create one more functions. uh, mm, message not send error. Okay, message not send error. Here also we can, so this message, this we can think of it constructor function. The message we will supply, we will get that message. Okay, let's see that. What is this message, why we are using this method message. So the same thing, this dot message is equal to message, and this dot name is equal to what we are going to give a name here, message not send error. Message not send error. Okay, so now we have two user defined error. So when there is any problem in this, in this case, instead of throwing this message, what we can do, we can do throw new uh, message not found error here, and we can pass the message that we want. Okay, so I can say could not found proper or correct, correct message, greeting message. Okay, and from this here, what we can do, mm, we can say throw new message not send error. Okay, message not mm, message not send error. Okay, we can say could not send the message. Okay, so what next? Yeah, here. So now, and why this approach is uh, more, industry standard, is that in the main blocks, try block, in the main block, in the main body, we should write our real logic, we should write our business logic that is really intended to, we should not write logic here to handle the non-business logic thing. Okay, so normally what we have seen, sometimes you might also have seen some business logic implementation are very dirty, like instead of writing focusing the code on writing business logic, it is focusing on, it is dealing with handling the error situation. So that's why handle the error situation with the try, catch, finally, and this throw mechanism. So that's why there is proper error handling mechanism is given by the programming language. So don't to make your main logic body dirty with error handling logic. Okay, so what we can do here, in the different programming language like in Java, we would have different catch block, but here in JavaScript what we can do is, if so previously you might see that you see that we are uh, getting the name, uh, getting the name from the error, and uh, based on that we are writing the condition. But here we are going to say e, if e is instance of uh, error not found, oh sorry, message not found error, so we can say we can apply the logic of sending default message. What we can say here, uh, default message. Okay, if message is not found from the particular API, so we can set the default message, or else if uh, e dot instance of message not sent error. So here we can say whatever the plan we have, if message is not sent, what we can do, we can say console dot log, we can uh, store that content to a particular queue or wherever we want to store that and try later. So store that content to some where to try it later. Okay, so you can see this is equivalent to what we implemented previously. What we are doing is we were doing that, right? um, if name e dot name is equal to, right, 101, then do this, else if if it is found e dot name is equal to content not found, that is also fine. Okay, that is also workable. But the thing is, if API, there is a chance that API uh, can get changed in the future, or we have to read multiple documents, one document for understanding this logic, the method we are calling, and the second thing is that we have to read the error code also. And in terms of implementer, if let's understand this one also, if let's suppose we are the company A now, okay, for a second, and we are implementing this method, so what we have to do, because we also write some code and that is get called by another organization or team something. So if we have to implement this method, so what we are going to do, we are going to manage an error code. That means, and every developer has to be aware of this message details. So we have a document of separate document of error codes that worked for long in the industry, and that is also fine in some conditions maybe. but the proper error handling is by doing that custom error exception. So you can simply see, whomsoever look into this, we don't need to see the other documents, we don't need to manage another documents. Okay, so that's about uh, let's try to run this program. Default message, okay, it comes into this block. Okay, it is saying default message it is sending. Now let's hello. I'm here writing a hello type of message. So now this message should not produce an error. uh, Remove the content from here. Now this method will start giving error. Okay, so see this. Now it found the message, but it has problem in sending an error, sending a message. So it's going into that condition. So the beautiful thing is, we have to focus writing on logic in the main body, implementing our business logic. So if tomorrow somebody else read your code, obviously tomorrow some other developer is going to work on that piece of code, so he could read the logic easily, because it should be clean. This part of body should be clean, and here we can handle that error situation, and how that can be achieved by and the better approach is through custom errors, custom exceptions, custom error. So I think this is all about this video. If you like, then please subscribe. Thank you. Stay safe. Have a good day. Bye.